played really hard, and what you notice is just the different dimension he gives us with his explosion to the rim, and you know, the way teams are playing Steph. I mean, everybody now is just top blocking him. You know, it completely distorts the defense, and it makes sense because you're trying to take away Steph, but then you don't have help in certain areas. And so if you have a guy like JK who can attack and score at the rim, it's a huge help. So I thought Jonathan was really good tonight, and I was just happy for him. He's put a lot of work in. It was a bad ankle injury, worse than we had originally thought, and it just took him, you know, quite a while to get to this point, but there was a lot of hard work that went into it, and I'm proud of him and happy.
I just think Jonathan looked like, from a movement standpoint, and how important was, I guess, the last few weeks of kind of, you know, trying to build him back up to where he could kind of hit the ground running.
He looked good. He looked good, you know, and I thought, you know, Rick and his staff made sure that JK got a good runway into this game. We were never going to rush him, and so he was able to get 4 or 5 good scrimmages here the last couple of weeks, and you know, his last 2 scrimmages you could see were noticeably better, and he looked like he had that pop back. So it was good timing on everybody's part to bring him back tonight.
A little add on that. I mean, we've been talking about slow playing it for a couple of weeks now with Jonathan, waiting for him to come back. Was part of that just to make sure he was going to look like this? And now that he's looked like this, I know you got to see how he recovers from this, but maybe you don't have to slow play it as much because he's looking like this?
You mean as far as like ramping up?
Yeah, exactly. Like getting him into the rotation for sure, setting exactly where he's going to be, maybe getting him to 25, 28 minutes. I mean, can you already start talking about that?
I have not talked about that with Rick, and then he will make that decision. But usually in these situations, you know, you start at 15 or 20 and you gradually go up from there. So, you know, that there will be some kind of plan in place, but Rick will make that decision.
I have 2 questions.
I'm going to ask what, you know, Kuminga returned, what you just kind of think of how he looked and how
I actually haven't been asked that because she was the first one here. So I love it. I love that my mans came out there and was aggressive, putting the ball in the basket, high energy, jumping out the gym and dunking the basketball. I want him to be him to the best of his abilities, continually be great, and help this squad achieve something special.
What do you think about the idea of lineups where Draymond's at the 5, you're out there, and he's out there, and maybe like switching type line?
I think that's the easiest form of basketball when you got 3 2.5 elite defenders on the 0.5 that can switch, that are communicating to everybody on the floor. And then on the offensive side, you just got guys that are just flying around, high IQ guys that are getting the ball where it needs to go and helping the ball get to the basket. I think with us 3 out there, good things should happen.
Why are you 0.5?
I don't know. I just feel like Dre got some defensive player of the years. He's a freak athlete and 22 years old, and then I'm just there.
What do you think of Draymond being the leader?
Jonathan, Steve said that he watched film with you of watching Jimmy. What did you learn from watching Jimmy in those film sessions, and how do you see yourself fitting in with him?
As you see, Jimmy is very smart. He could get a wide open layup, but if you see you just wide open, just very small space, he's gonna throw it to you. So it's just about knowing how to move around him, because he's gonna get you the ball, he's gonna get you to where you wanna be, and just being outside, watching how he playing. You know, obviously his connection with Steph and Draymond and Moses and BP and the rest of the guys. It's just something I'm still trying to, you know, learn, and obviously it's gonna get better. You know, it's just our first game, but just being around him and watching how he move, you know, he's very smart.